Abusiafo mama kwaba emfamra KMTV. Day, me know said ye share ye baba discuss a very important and urgent topic. Here say nyina ye kan obum na ye cancer enkomoyi na edisa enkomoyi. Me feel say a year of national importance say ye be discuss this very topic. And say you intimate say obe like obe share obe comment na wa follow yen na subscribe to our channel na minimi say we yen say be boa ma afoforo so nsa kasansem pay se ne be ya nyina ibetumi atumpon akoyenim ene de asem ne yeka essential service se yeka essential service e wo Ghana dien ene ye pa kire yeka essential services asikire anything enunti mesra so wodo bre no ebe femme na amamada age ne bi na oti nkomoyi na aboyi nyinara going forward no se okọ eye Ghana Labour Act 2003 Act 651 under section 175 are listed womo fall under this category as special services and essential services under the labor law. Ti nkomoni enti matese ebinum keka ebusa senti ebasa na yewo asodie bi de bema amanfo ana eno nti na eho akohia se me no betena se na discuss this very important topic. Na minim se yenkwa wiye no na wate wo ase no wahu wo wo ye employer wasede employee wasede na nyina be hye nso a before ye be call detail of this issue no mbamcho mama yenhwe some of the legal questions, some of the important questions here say menu mienu nyina yetimi ebusa ye. Do you know that nurses in Ghana are classified as essential workers under the law? When you say nurse, you can nurse say omo deliver and omo can the category of essential service. Medical cultural essential service. Should essential service workers like nurses have the right to strike freely? Womu wa ho akwanya womu amoye under essential services under Act 2003 Act 651 of Ghana's Labour Act no sankrofui womu ewo ho akwanya se omuja omufidie de tufo obroni kan strike se yenkwa adwuma na ene se omuni ho akwanya eno soso dia na mera no eka asembisa ebetuma asebusa ehun biomtu enti so if a nurse walk off duty during an emergency, should they face criminal consequences? Asembusa sesi ye hunu se nurse for womo a omoye under essential service workers no under the local act under the labor law section 175 nurses for na yehu se omoye essential service providers no enti so wo adwumam na wase may government and employer no entime meet me condition of service ntimeja mafidie agu ho na wasori okọ strike na emergency bi wona nipa ba baja yaresa na nyame anyi nipa na afofi na ohwere ne nkwa enti so sadness na wo duty a wo ja ne fidi to ho na wankɔyɛ no emre mu no asotwe bi ɛwɔ hɔ emanana. These are the questions I busa. Another question I will bet me busa and say, can you demand your right as a worker and still obey the laws? In the O, nurse for almost almost strike here and no suspended. Or more bet me I say, or more demand or more right. Abra mumraso. These are some of the questions. I was say, yinyina ano, yibusa na edi ho nkomo. Enu nti na sese de bia uti KMTV. Ye de aka kiro se ye nam boko se achichide nante. Nanso ye du beduru baabi esese uduru. Mpani se so pe omugya dodo a edunsu frem. Ye de aka se social media platforms no, we shouldn't take it for granted. Ne yenye adebia yepe. Ne mom e wo say ye make sure say ye de niema eye papa edi guso. Se ne be ya ye nuanom abusuafo obi kohwe ana obi tie ya obefa ababi efrim. Me de mmedi watem. Ne mom se mra no ana asem no ene be ye didi atemamo a no afa ne saa. I don't have time to be insulting people, but I have time to be explaining, and I explain things to you and tell you what is right and let you do what is right. Another question I bit me abusan say, who protect the right of essential worker in Ghana? The union, the employer, or the law? You can't essential service providers. Why am I born more buying? Why am I born more count master momo? Eh, na juma nino. Eh, ya banana. Eh, a juma nino. Eh, a juma no kuno. Kuba tina or domino. It is a nest of kuya more demand the next course striking. And I say, Yemra. As a nation, have we found answers to these questions? See, nyaya, then the American say, a humbe here say, ye betnase, near she as people, near the idea, and near my senate fatano adia tuquem. When was the last time you read or heard about what the labor law says about strike? Wa wutime. When ya bre, wajadaje, asheda kwa kutie, ni emrano kapote edefa etunyate ho, se meye adwuma, me jai memfidi aguo. Ye fre bibi obrofo mu se, responsibility and rule. Employer, ewo no responsibility, ewo no rule also play. Employee, according to the Labor Act 651, Act 2003, stipulated obia role, obia responsibility. In this obi fuma, ye wo mrabia editia. Na what is strike no ho kwa semana. Eno nti ena ehu hia se Dani Daudu afidi beto KMTV, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram na yache nkomobia etisi ede amaye. Enunti, without wasting much time, let us delve into these matters. Sesi ya meno kasei. Mi bebubo nsem bi so ama wo mabie ni so ama wo. Na wo so wahu se sansem a meno ka no nsem a ya se hia. Labor law violations. Adwuma yo mra na eda ho no. Ye woni e wo ya ubuso se udwuma yini. enti nurse for de na omukoye no ye ba behwe emra musu a omubu so ewo omana montu omutu ye atuate no ne ahwe ne ye betimi de aye omo eye asotwen a esese edema nurse for no. Number 1, say ubetimi establish violations of the law ne edi kan a wo so hwe ewo mramu no legal status of nurses under Ghana's labor law. Labor law no him 14 and a nurse for ye do omo ahye na ya classify almost as what under the Ghana's labor law and labor act. Na se uko labor act no 2003 Act 651 was say nurses in Ghana are classified as essential service workers. Nurses in Ghana under the Labor Act has been classified as essential service workers providers under the section 175 a honum and a nurse for a share. Na yenhwe ye kase essential service worker ono no hwan according to the Labor Act 651 a year 2003 act na established by the Parliament of Ghana are present as sending the signature Yewura Akufo no muku chirisa akrata yi na ebeye ejapade de ma oman. This is the description edema essential service worker. Inti say ufri say we essential service ye from essential service now we in the intia ye from essential service. 1. Essential service include health. Apomuden nti we apomuden dwumayini a ye say wadwuma ne hia ye pa. And hospital services. And obia adwuma bia ye na apomuden bia ye bia. We see it a very essential because we are talking about human life here. And nti na nurses for eka. Which means nurses are largely restricted from certain forms of industrial actions that could endanger public health or safety. So if you what you say, the entire any kind of nurse ni or strike. And until say for be nurses, a nurse, Ghana Medical Association under the Ghana Health Service, many people call licenses to operate. And before you start the work, we swear oath. Based on this classification, a Labor Act no can. The people will say, if we swear an oath, say, be mean time be ahụ, enye me condition, me service be ahụ, inti no me jam adwuma to ho, na mama Ghana fo awu. Empo se abano de ade enye edimi a mekoso aye adwuma na afei ma hwe se me de masem no ato nanim na otu hu anamo se ne be ya memma obi enhwere ne kra. Na the question is that the case of our nurses in Ghana? Na no na me no obi di nkomo na obusa se what say bi no kam say o me de me pese bu post me akwa akurase no mo amuti akura no mo ye moa won omo a ye wo omo ewe akura no omo ye moa enti wo ka se wo som oman na se kwa akurase na so wo nkwa then it means you don't care about humanity. You are selecting people. And waka say, ohu ne se ba ne sa na epa kire se nurse ni ntiase nkwa akura na je se ne esese nipanya ode bo abrabo ode tenase basic essential needs no enya ade bi wo akura na se enu ntina omo a omanya akwanya abaye nurse for no ene teacher for no say omo accept to go to the rural areas. Inti your core constitution no I say equality before the law. Where is that equality before the law? If we say okay, say we are all equal, then we should be treated equally. Umetene sunyane Kumasi, Takoradi, Tamale, Accra, who Cape Coast. Now I can say hot na susuntino ho na ope aye adwuma. Na omo amowa to duro besa for body beto be talk and say agona ne he no ho de wo nko adan a omuti akurase. Forgetting say these are the people almost so from the omo ye agric. Won nurse ni a oba obechi pania reader. Ana akotwe obi moja say me de matwe moja na me de bom ho na meme agise aduane. Oko hospital no yare a say di aduane papa. Be san krofo ya wo mu do di aduane beto ye table so me edi no. Ye say baby a omo ye mpese ye beko ho. Na say obi an sacrifice an ko ho no ma. Do you think say ubenya say aduane bi edi ana? Inti mo a ye possible say nurses, teachers and our government workers go to the rural folks areas no. No ka say say your ma additional income. Let's just say you are not being fair to the people living in those areas. In the America. Dear etosu mienu a yebebusa de nti ebetumi abezi on ya chi ehun se nurse for ni kwan se omo ye no say common labor law violation by nurses. Illegal strike actions. Yes, say oko illegal strike actions are. DNS say ye di yew. As nipa na oko strike no. As we twin be na we say the man. Was say going on strike without first following proper procedures such as reporting dispute to the National Labour Commission. National Labour Commission eye adwumaku a omaso die ni onso mo ye ne say agitations a nnwumayefo ohawa omukom na omumpe na omupe nsakyiraye ewu mu no omo ekohum omo de ko dan omo se mo na mo hwe nnwuma yiyo enuti aban no sisiye ana adwumawura wei ade we ni ade we na ose de maye onfa maye nti yeso so yakoye essential service providers yi emra ma ho kwase enko strike ejanom munhwe na mutu ho na mo maye na se uka ne saa na se nipa no antu ho na mo a na waye ho agina atu ho agina atu ho na mo enumpu no obesa ayina sutire aka kire se masa medical be ka kire o ni di kan ne tosu mienu ene ne keka ho nanso eno ene ehu ne nurse fo yimu ana nipa bebre akọ ateti mu ebinuma wu because obi say allowance be a open ti nipa enwu. Remember obi ko university ya mano university allowance muntie nkomoni yiba sacrifice ni bi no o minor sacrifice na me no kasai a teachers allowance trainings allowance at the mom omudi ni kwa omuwi a o ko school makokyira de o teacher training nurse for ko school a so get nurses allowance every month kopim so obewie school say 3 or 4 years o odi bewie no age kufu no akodi ono so wie a na dwuma wo nim say ha eyire so je den a obenya na dwuma ye but obi akọ university ono so yemfa ne so on so ko read the same nurse say nipa no yemma ne bi sa nkrofo no enko baby say okọ strike but why ye boa wo no one for ni anto enti media I will also propose that se omunya tema endwen yesi ye ho na oman ni sika yesi yemfa sponsor omo na omo ko school na omo fa mo provide essential service emayen na omo de omo ye omo adwen se omo de omo wi a omo nti yenka omo peka adam kuani no obi oti krokituo mu no ho on suffer upon say facility ni wo no personnel so ambo mo ko strike omo amokwa awo so wu obi a onya malaria hate obi a ohia nsuo oxygen na ka mu ne agina yaresa enya asefem nti oman na yendwe ho biem because omo sisi e eni kwan say so saa sebe nsenhunu no so de sa to so biem a ye wo say he say before we take action you cannot leave entirely from your post no matter what. That is the Labor Act 651 Act 2003 ewo Ghana eka say mo am provide essential services security a police for military Ghana Water Company any sankrofo no any kwase am cause strike because your services are very needed enunti ubu sai ansa na waye enti se ubu sa mra na sa otu no mubusu a e wo se mra no ene omotwe because so kan otu na omo kana ewiye na kire se wa ni sa otu no so a asotwen bi a o man wo no mfa ma no why then have we ignored them now we are not punishing them me say re-echoed on this because me who say omo ye no bia omo ye hu omo bombo ne enya omo fine me nka say ade no wo omo say ade ma omo a me enkohwe omo but me question is say what is in the law no must be obeyed must be respected send e be ya yeso so yenkwaje obi nkwa enfri nsem any kwan say you abandon your post as a nurse during your working time continually I was say okoswa no take care of nipa ohia ayarsa efri ho ni to subiem de nti a was oto aso ya ne say nyina ne say nipa no I was say o make sure say obenya nkwa wa hwandin bia obetimi no no ye say nyame nyame na agina na say obetimi amana duro obetimi awon pane amana nyankwa na say wan wono na because of strike na nipa no wu a we nyame 7 nchen a ese say o man no e face ma ye eden mo asotwe ni ndi ameka ne san say me na me ye wona a omabusuafo during this strike wama obi asofa ako through so pains bu a I will not spare the facility crow. I will take you to court and I believe that I will cause damage to the people what's our facility crow. And the kia sha say yes sabi ka bebiri na ja sanse hunu ni di na omaye ne esese eye. Can they be taken only by the law? Emra no kwa betimi aso omupan echi ama omu ho akire omana. Yes, the law can take action against nurses or their unions leaders if due process is not followed. On se me kachiro. Ye busa se enti so nurse ni say na de hiade aban nyema wanye man nti wato atia wagya ne mfidi aguo wonkɔ adwuma ene yebusa sɛ enti mmara no ne no betimi adi yɛse ane die enti na mmara no betimi adi sɛ nanamontuo a wotu as nurse a wɔkɔ strike no sɛ amfa due process mu a yɛse mmara no nko ampo etimi twena so. Now the question is, our nurses here no mo say omo postpone omo strike no, was it due process? No. Now adenti no man no ntwe omo aso. These are the questions. Me no me nyina here say yitu ho anamo. The legal remedies and enforcements includes court injunction. I was say omutu anamon bi say ya the employer eya aban no betimi aye ne say also the tabo eto omo so eye court send ye be ya omo so ebetimi free omudwumadin. Government can affected parties, example Ministry of Health, can seek high court injunction to stop the strike. This is according to the law, not according to Megina Kwesi, nor the common man. Disciplinary actions by employer. Ghana Health Service or Teaching Hospital Board can take disciplinary action including suspension, termination. Hana ye medeno. Enti say ye o man bi ye serious a. Inka nurse for any a doctor for a o mo wie school a o mo tifie 2 years, 3 years, 4 years o mo nyanya adwuma no. Na nka wa pam we mu nyina. Obi o course strike no. Na nka wo de fofura be replace. Na nka mo hu say onko tena fie na onko hwe ba bi obenya adwuma ye. Emra no ena e kasa no. Labor law ena e kasa no. Ndi enye dede o. Me say this time I am going to take you through one by one education, step by step. Into wo kan asem na obi ka so te ne se Megina Kwesi say na mmara no ka. Into kono ko bie Labor Act no Act 651 Section 175 of the Labor Law na Act 2003 a chiro split clearly a chire asotwe a wo se de mam ebi eye suspension kesipano termination and the tosubium as a withdrawal of allowances sanctioned by National Labour Commission. National Labour Commission so betima atwe aso say wan nam mmara kwan so na otu atia editia adwuma abra we provide essential service to people or the good people of Ghana. We can punish you. Ghana government can punish you. Or health service can terminate or withdraw your allowances. At the same time, National Labour Commission can also punish you. Do you know this? But I'm telling you. Some of the people, when you sit, members of parliament, be massa. Many of you, members of parliament, let me come to you. Now, you are not better off than some of us. Some of you, you cannot even write your name. But you are in parliament because we voted for you. It doesn't make you a special being than Megina Kwesi. I'm telling you. When they give you the platform and give me the platform for us to express ourselves, whether local or English, some of you cannot express yourself. I'm telling you. And you shouldn't be in parliament thinking, say, you describe somebody sitting on radio, TV. Now, like I say, some of them, they don't learn, they don't want to learn. A member of parliament like you, who was describing a presenter, say, he just wake up and be talking any rubbish, you know. Can you compare yourself to that person? You, that member of parliament. Who been here? And I say, who you two abama no kwatra parliament ya ma ka udemu ni che say who you papa che obi ana. Johnny Hughes moka na mo ye ya wode ne academic credential beto ho no was a first class student monko no school na monko he o kan asem o te member yeah o ka committee asem a you should be able to say what is right and stop this indirect attacks. They say the young man kwam obi amfa ne 2/3 member of parliament bia medidi obi atemo. We will face you squarely. We want to tell you that parliamentary hazard no no. Some of us, if we are there, we can also make meaningful suggestions, meaningful input for the development of this country. But it is opportunity, a privilege for you to be there. But don't use that to denigrate some of us. We say a member of parliament now, two kasana titin tesugu, there's microphone I to turn and say, oh, ya papa chubiana. You should be quiet over there. Na mo maye boom fu mamoso. Members of parliament now, nobody is afraid of you. We will face you squarely by letting you know that you are not special being than anybody. Metie say me ko contest abana yetoma me a, it doesn't make me a superior, superhuman being over others. Inti mo de no. Inti consequences of NERS's strike against Ghana. Public health crisis. Se unima edi how edi asotwe edi beto Ghana for so. E ma Ghana for year omo, e ma Ghana for fa te team e fa apomuden egie e ho. If you say ya gi omotum na ehun say you people should provide what we call essential service. Therefore, you should do whatever you can to do what is right. In this auto na o kan say hunu o cheche wadwen say hunu kire bia, we have the right to tell you our mind. What it can cause: disruption of emergency services, maternity care, ICU units, and general ward operations. These are very critical areas. Obi any accident, and pray will hear medical attention because of where yinti na nipa no wa bleeding wawu. Obi here emergency operation to deliver, and as a normal delivery. Nurse needs to cause strike. Nipa nuku. Nipa nu. Na meti say men forces ka say. They say looking at how the rate at which people are dying, no, they should be also be compensated. Omo adwuma dey ending. Sort as here. Nti se mo anye se mo anja strike na nipa beko so ewu ama adwuma na do so omo so na enya mo de na nyame so be busa mo the etoso bi mo a consequences if the nation do not take proper attention to this. And I say it can cause loss of lives, it can cause many people to lose lives. I think say it is appropriate for us to consider say so far as our own fast kind, you have no use a knife to slaughter human being. That does not mean that a deliberately not attending to a patient and let the person lose life. You know, you are more than a murderer. You are more than an action. We are before won't be any pahon. Would you clothing allowance? Na unim said that be also so with me call how unia bet me call how be mana. Inti I was ask you say you accept to do this, and I'm not praying say and I'm saying say the government should not provide you what is best for you, what is needed for you, but as far as abandoning provided does not mean say you should reject the people and put them into pains and suffering and losses of life, people to lose their lives. That is what I am against. You should use proper means to agitate for your demands. Send a beya, obiasu benyankwa kakra na yatena se edi nkwa. It can also cause legal and professional consequences for nurses. Revocation of license by the Nurses and Midwife Council, NMC. Yes, sir. One case so you can face consequences. So you bet me you license a few sem. They are mobi. On my mind, trafia. And they are how and they are paid into take it as you have a ban so any serious. Termination of employment, public backlash, and loss of professional credibility. One way ya, a better debi, obuoni ni dia, ye war edema a nurse for. The public will go against you. Respect that you war edema institution, a better debi no. People will not accept that. Say a noble profession. Send a mufrem hono. If you are noble, you will care for your fellow human beings' life. If you are noble, you will respect the life of others, but you not think of yourself first. Yes, indeed, you need yourself. The administrators will be able to say what the law encourages instead. Dear Namrano Isusu say, who or how as a nurse also here. Emrani say, use of alternative dispute resolution ADR method, negotiation, mediation, and arbitration. These three methods can be adopted by the nurses no union no na mo de address mo grievances mo wo send be ya amanfo so enkofa ateti mu na mo actions mo be take eno nti I will plead with the union leaders. Ebraso say, ye form unions ye enjoy say a t-shirt and a chema ukumano. We are not able to explain to the people the very things that the leaders should do. Into bemuno, na leader no can't say be na member na ntiase, but because they are one, person be disowning leaders. And I think say it is hard time. I feel so the government too should also put the eyes down to check what is most pressing issue affecting those essential workers. Now, provide them they will also get a good heart to serve their people. And they will be in a form of demotivated and they become angry. Now, I must sorry say, ye bekwan ape ye di ansa na aban asore ebasa na emwama omadwuma no enkoyi. And this is to all essential services we provide business workers more omanum, being in police, military, Ghana Water Company, Ghana Health Services, ambulances, and then the account. Near Sesse, ye de more among my team near Coson. A binding here, no on from mom. Under this, I want to say, if we neko, say, who essential service category no under labor law, section Act 2003, Act 651. Section 7175 na. Mestre will say, Obama Ghana, minor, adawa kumaso. Na wati asye se, wadumani yesronko, Ghana Fire Service, security companies nyinano, any health services no. Wadumani hiya yesronko. Nti yesi wadumano, eni kwan se, mujatu wadakrokra. Ese basa na ni atomra, basa ni ema amanfo afo haumu. Eno, ehun komodie, enane, mene obedie. Medin de magina kwasi obetimi afrɛ me common man with a common sense. Me kai wo say your Facebook, your YouTube, your TikTok, your Instagram na nkomoi ebekoso yi a esese oso ohwe na opushi ema ofoforo so ensaka na ebasa na yebekọ yenim bebre. Me da sese da ne da ye de videos ana content to a wososo wohwe bi na o ma afoforo so ensaka na okoso ye ne sa ye ne beji bebre. Nyame nhyiraw se ode ofidi eto ha.